Today, let's talk about cutting down relationships and move into a brand new space in how to build valuable relationships. I've noticed many people struggle with completing relationships, or let's say releasing them, because there's so much emotional content attached to associations that needs to be evaporated. Associations to friendships, associations very deep, even in intimate relationships, and not being able to release particular thought forms connected to a past relationship, and so there is no moving on, and that is so sad. Yet there is easy elimination procedures and realignments out of that, because oftentimes we question self, like, did I do something wrong? We put ourselves down, go into the level of unworthiness, or whatever the issue is. The human body has a glandular construction, and these glands, especially the pituitary gland, takes on emotions like it's the most important highway to live. Yet we are living the age that the emotional body needs to be released, and so be very careful with whom you step into a relationship with. So here the alignment is eliminating the pituitary gland from every single emotion you have had with a particular person, along with the glandular construction or in your root center. So especially for intimate relationships, the sexual glands, the glands that are in the root, are the root of every new building, your new space in your life that will open for everybody in this incoming year, and a new architecture on the airplane, the architecture of valuable relationships. So here I offer this very deep meditational elimination procedure, realignment, and that goes so quick when doing that for 1 week, like every day, and you put in every person that needs to go from your space, in out of your gland, out of the nervous system, especially because it's the nerves that keep on recycling old thought patterns, and even to a degree it gets you into a depressive state of being. So we cannot allow that performance anymore. We need to move very fast now and assist each other. That is termed the gathering, and how you can do that. Also, this meditation alignment is not only very deep, it's very quick, and you can apply this like at any time during the incoming year, and witness how quick it can be without going in former emotional content. So really have a look at my website, how that works. Eliminate everybody that needs to leave your space, you know, and uplift yourself to a new sensation. The higher sensual body needs to come into play, so you understand why people come into your life, and move relationships to a next state of being. So we all do know people do not just pop up in our life. There is a purpose to that. What people do anyway is move too fast, too quick in an intimate relationship, and that is I would say not advisable. And here the trick is what I do all of the time, because you know I see the mind tricks, I see the manipulation, and I see the ego syndrome. Most relationships, they stream on ego, wanting from somebody, wanting something to just fulfill you, and that can never be a divine will highway. So here I advise everybody, if you meet up with people and you like somebody so much, why don't you start up a very deep friendship for a month or three? And most of the time, after 3 months, people do not hold on, and they either cut you out of your life, or either you start out an intimate relationship. Most of the time they cut you out because they were only there to take from you and take and take. And once they cannot take from you, they are no more interested in you. I've witnessed that many, many times. I love establishing friendship, deep, intelligent, valuable friendships where there is fun, where there's wisdom, where there is no social media. Looking at the young dudes, you know, they step from one relationship into the other like rabbits, and if they don't text each other every day, they think something is going wrong. That is, you know, it's pulling not your brain but your mind into a relationship. So once the mind control, which is ego, is being eliminated from your brainwave, which takes a little bit of work in the body, to the glandular system, the nervous system, etc., etc. But the outcome is so beautiful. And also refraining from social media, because that is taking your mind over and texting and you know, getting into the syndrome of getting depressed and nervous and hope, you know, every time you get a message you think it's so important, you need to say, oh, that's cool, oh, I need to answer, like it's a life question, you know. But that is something to decide for you. Social media has been established to cut the brains down, to cut the thinking patterns down. So what I do, if I want to have a conversation with somebody, I get on the phone or I get to invite them. I don't apply any social media for that, because many things in the written word go wrong. There is a large difference between the written word and the spoken word, and both have its advantages, of course, and some things cannot be put right with smileys and stuff. It needs the intonation, it needs the feeling, it needs the gesture, which you miss out, you know, when writing down the word. And so there is also, of course, a good purpose to it as well. I apply Messenger myself plenty of times, get on the phone with it, and but it needs to be valuable for me. If not, I just cut off straight away, quite quickly. Have no interest in, because it cuts my brain, and I am important. You are important. You need to tell yourself how important you are. If something cuts your brain, or you get tired in a conversation, or anything that cuts your vibration down, it's no good stuff, you know. It's the wrong stuff. It's not the high vibrational stuff. So be careful whom you step into creation with, as in a relationship, and make it interesting in the first place. And the deeper you go into a friendship, the more beautiful the outcome can be. And doing things together, like becoming, you know, most of the time the purpose is like getting your art to a higher level. We are all artists, creators, artists, and we have specialties. And some specialties are so dormant in the body, too many live streams, we cut them off, or they reside in the deep unconscious levels and the collective consciousness that needs to be eliminated because it's part of the mind control. So when your brain gets refreshed without that mind thing going on, we can uplift our intelligence or wisdom and co-create on higher levels and make things interesting for us as an individual. It's all about you this year. It's all about you next year. You are the center of your life, and that needs mental health, sensual health, psychological health, financial health. All these needs to balance out and be in perfect harmony, so nobody needs to fill you up. You fill yourself up. And so when new people pop into your life, most of the time they have the gift of showing you how you can fill up your missing links through some issues in your life. And when you see that, you can make it very interesting, and you can equalize out a deep dialogue and go deeper into the informative spaces. Like many people go into a monologue in friendships. That's not that uplifts us, right? So a dialogue is an exchange and of frequencies and brain waves that match each other in the same space of existence, the same space of interest and co-creation. So let's say what I also do most of the time is when I get new people into my space, into my life, I immediately question, why is that one in my life now? Why did I meet him or her? This turbo motor in my brain goes very fast. And after 2 or 3 meetings, I realize what it is about. And so I dig deeper and make it more interesting for both parties. And that is the beauty of relationships. So here I really advise, be very observative, focus on what the universe is pardon me, bringing through, and take that to your advantage and put yourself first always. That is your word of power, that is your sword. And when that is not being respected, admired, acknowledged, loved, name it, anything positive on that line, then there is a lesson to learn from disrespecting self, being in unworthiness, or there is lower mental nodes to eliminate within self. And when we eliminate these lower nodes, such as disrespect, such as the lanes of like unworthiness, such as the highest level of not acknowledging your vibration, then it's time to eliminate that in the glandular system and the nervous system in the first place. There is techniques for that, and once that is being done, you will easily see, witness, and have a new vision on relationships, because you will meet quite different people. I've witnessed that, for many years, and I saw myself upgrading and upgrading. So It is always a gift seeing where are we at, even though it seems so much fun. Look at the undertones within people. They always want something from you. And if you don't see, oftentimes, yes, of course, you may want the same thing. But anyways, I advise to test that. And if that is on a high level vibration with equilateral respect, just go for it. And but be aware where it is not. Where do you not align with that particular person? Where do you just agree for the sake of loving somebody so much? So folks, there's work to do. There's work to understand relationships better and make the best of them. Because, you know, there's one thing we can always trust. What needs to be, will be. That's all there is to it. If a relationship needs to be, it will be. And also, there should never be any pain when leaving a relationship. There should only be joy. Once you get that, joy of having learned another lesson, of having experienced something quite interesting that fills up some missing links. And so you move on to the next and to the next and to the next, you know. And that is, with this technique of eliminating people out of your glands and the nervous system, you get into a space of such a relief. You don't even have to do anything anymore. They will cut you out. They will not be able to speak to you anymore. They will cut you out of social media. They you know, that is how the body functions. It's just energy. When your energy field has eliminated certain entities out of your brain, out of your energy field, out of your body, and etc., then it's quite automatically everything else in your life aligns to that. So that's quite magical. You don't have to do it because you already did the work, and everything